Imagine waking up one morning and something feels profoundly wrong. The air is still, the familiar scent of the sea is gone, and a deep, unsettling silence hangs over the world. You look out your window, and where the vast blue ocean once was, there is now an immense, barren expanse. This isn't a nightmare. This is a world where all the oceans have vanished overnight. What would happen if this terrifying scenario became our reality? The first and most immediate change would be the unveiling of a hidden world. The ocean floor, a realm once shrouded in mystery and accessible only to a few, is now exposed to the sky. For the first time, we would see the full, uninterrupted landscape of our planet. The mid-Atlantic ridge, the longest mountain range on Earth, would snake its way across the Atlantic basin, a colossal spine of volcanic rock and jagged peaks. The Mariana Trench, the deepest point on our planet, would become a terrifying chasm, a scar in the Earth's crust, plunging nearly 7 miles down. This new, dry world would be a geological wonderland. We would see ancient shipwrecks, some thousands of years old, resting on what was once the seabed. Submarine canyons carved by underwater landslides over millions of years would appear as grand canyons far larger than any on land. Hydrothermal vents, which once spewed superheated mineral-rich water, would stand as silent. Eerie chimneys on the dark plains of the abyssal floor. It would be the greatest archaeological and geological discovery in human history, a whole new continent revealed at once. But this sense of wonder would be short-lived, quickly replaced by a cascade of catastrophic events. The first to hit would be the weather. The oceans are the planet's great climate regulator, absorbing vast amounts of solar energy and distributing it around the globe through currents. Without them, the system would collapse completely. Coastal regions, once moderated by the sea's presence, would experience extreme temperature swings. Days would become scorchingly hot, and nights would plunge to freezing temperatures. The familiar patterns of wind and rain would be obliterated. The water cycle, the very engine of our planet's climate, would grind to a halt. Without the massive surface area of the oceans to evaporate water into the atmosphere, rain would cease almost entirely across the globe. The world would rapidly plunge into a global drought of unimaginable proportions. Rivers and lakes, no longer replenished by rain, would begin to dry up within weeks. The lush green landscapes we know would wither and turn to brown dust. Forests, grasslands, and farmlands would transform into arid deserts. The Amazon rainforest, the lungs of our planet, would become a tinderbox, and continent-spanning wildfires would rage uncontrollably, spewing smoke and ash into the atmosphere. This atmospheric change would be devastating. Water vapor is a potent greenhouse gas, and its sudden absence from the atmosphere would cause global temperatures to plummet after an initial chaotic period. Earth would enter a new, harsh climate reality, one of extreme cold and dryness. The air itself would become thinner and harder to breathe in many places as the pressure changes. Humanity's survival would be measured in weeks, not years. The first and most critical crisis would be the lack of water. While some fresh water exists in glaciers, ice caps, and underground aquifers, these sources are not easily accessible to the majority of the world's population. Desperate struggles for the remaining water resources would break out, leading to global conflict. Cities would run dry in a matter of days. Agriculture would collapse instantly. Without water for irrigation, crops would fail worldwide. The global food supply chain would be severed. Supermarket shelves would empty, and famine would set in on a scale never before seen. The intricate web of global trade and economy, so dependent on shipping routes across the oceans, would simply cease to exist. As the planet dries up, another terrifying threat would emerge from the newly exposed ocean floor. The seabed is covered in trillions of tons of salt, sediment, and organic matter. As this material dries, it would be picked up by the winds, creating colossal dust storms. These storms would be unlike anything we've ever experienced, carrying not just sand, but salt and other desiccated materials. The air would become thick with abrasive, salty dust. This dust would choke the skies, blocking out the sun and further accelerating the planet's cooling. It would make breathing outdoors impossible without protection. The salt-laden dust would settle everywhere, contaminating the remaining freshwater sources and rendering soil sterile for any kind of plant growth. Humanity would be trapped in a perpetual, dusty, and freezing twilight. How long could we survive? The outlook is grim. A small fraction of the population might endure for a while. Perhaps communities living near the poles could melt ice for water. And those with access to deep underground bunkers and stockpiled resources might last a few months, maybe even a year. But this would be a life of mere existence, not of living. In this dry, cold, and desolate world, civilization as we know it would crumble. Without water, food, or a stable climate, society would break down. The complex structures of government, industry, and culture would become meaningless relics of a lost world. The human story, which began on the plains of Africa and spread across the globe, would find its final, tragic chapter on a planet that we no longer recognize. The disappearance of the oceans is a scenario so extreme it borders on the fantastical, yet it serves as a powerful reminder. It highlights our profound dependence on the delicate balance of Earth's systems. The oceans are not just a feature of our planet, they are the very source of its life and stability. They govern our climate, provide our water, and have nurtured life for billions of years. Losing them would mean losing everything that makes Earth a habitable, vibrant world. Our planet would become another barren rock in the solar system, a silent monument to the life that once thrived upon it. It's a sobering thought that underscores the importance of protecting our oceans, for in protecting them, we are ultimately protecting ourselves. Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration into a world without oceans interesting, be sure to subscribe to Facts Repo for more thought-provoking scenarios.